my concern was, what did the board do after? I mean, they went to executive session, and obviously session they had to vote on whether or not to actually go after this website or Joe that actually produced the website. And
and by going after Joe and the website, they're not just going after Joe.
That would be
there's plenty of other people that have contributed to that website. There's a lot of people that support that website.
My name's mentioned in it. I've never contributed, but I'm wondering. But now I'm nervous again. Like, oh my gosh, are they going to
really? Are we going to do this?
Are we going to do this? Are we going to start going after individuals that don't agree with you? Are we going to start hammering with tax dollars, buying lawyers with tax dollars to hammer citizens? I just
say this:
what?
If the standard to take somebody to court is as low, if that standard is as low as Wayne Benish would have us think,
well,
if the standard is so low that they can go after Joe Gomez for
I believe
a website that's well cited. He has a lot of everything is backed up. If the standard is that low, I think it's time. I think it may be time. Something you may see is board members being sued individually.
I think
for statements they've made in the meeting. If the standard is that low,
I think Wade Benish was reading a definition, but not a definition about government entities and public entities. Because look, I'm a public guy.
What if the government sued everybody that talked bad about it?
Well, they can't, because it would be a losing proposition. And I don't know if this is winning or losing. I'm not a lawyer. I did talk to John Minori this morning about it. I got him on the phone. I woke him up too.
You're in that habit today. Huh?
I do. I wake everybody up. I called John Minori at 5 o'clock this morning, and I guess he was in fuzzy slippers too. But I said I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed in this action, and John was a little surprised too. Like, wow, I think he was disappointed also that it seemed, that doesn't seem plausible, or why would they do that type stuff. But
in any kind of debate or argument or anything like this, to me, who tries to bully and say, no, shut up or else you'll be in court. Well, you better watch what you say when you talk about me.
And there is a line,
the
though.
first person to do stuff like that, to me, loses the argument.
Wayne Benish is not wrong that there is a line of defamation, and that's well documented, well done. I've been doing this for 10 years on the radio, and I'm always aware that I have to stay factual, and I have to say, but I'm also opinionated. I mean, if I don't like something at the airport, the way they're spending our tax dollars, I've got every right to say that's wrong. I've got every right to do that. And Wayne Benish indicated yesterday that this website goes too far because it made the board of directors feel bad or not be able to do their job properly or whatever. I don't really understand the whole gist of it, but it's a public entity that should be under public scrutiny, and we're the public. Unless Joe was doing something.
And this board has a history of this too.
Well, I think they do, but not this board, because this board's mostly new people. I mean, I know these people on the board, a lot of them. They're great guys. They are. I've said that since day one. I just don't like the direction of some of the things that are being done at the airport. I don't know how they vote. They're in executive session. I have no idea, and I'm not singling anybody out, but it makes me nervous all of a sudden that a public entity like that is so quick with a hammer to say, yeah, you crossed that line. And I don't think Joe has. I haven't read the website in a few weeks.
I've poured through that website, and I just can't see it.
But I've looked through it. In fact, I talked to Craig, said he went through it, and I said, look, it's just regurgitated material from your website, and it points out some public policy that they disagree with. And Craig says, yeah. He didn't disagree with that when I was in his office the other day, but he said he was concerned about a security issue that was pointed out on the website. And I said,
that's
well,
not defamation.
And I agreed with him. I said, look, if there's some security stuff out there, then I would definitely agree. And I actually talked to Joe about that right afterwards. I said, are you putting security stuff on there? And he showed me what he put in there.
Was a little disclaimer.
A disclaimer that says that
he did not publish the email, though.
Oh, he didn't publish anything about the security.
Nothing.
He just pointed. He published a disclaimer, and the hypocrisy or the funny thing about the disclaimer was it was put on information that was passed out at a public meeting open to the public.
Yeah.
And he said, it's kind of ridiculous that they have a disclaimer that we can't pass out this information, but yet we're going to pass it out. So that was the only thing in there, and that was on the website. So I don't understand where they're going, if this is an intimidation or if they're really going to pull the trigger. But they had a vote. Did they have a vote last night? Did they vote on
You
whether
know,
or not they're going to pull
I-
the trigger on some action to go against this
I
website?
don't know. They were in secret session.
And if
We don't know. I mean, again, they keep everything.
and if they did vote to go after it, we're going to spend tax dollars on lawyers to go after citizens that don't like the way tax dollars are being spent?
And the airport claims that they're low on money right now.
Look,
That
I
they
don't-
they don't have money to build the fence.
I
the
don't
new,
like what Jack Kretzer does. I had Elgin Everly in here yesterday. I don't like what he's doing. But I would completely go to their aid if the county board of supervisors went after Elgin with a defamation lawsuit, or if they went after Jack Kretzer with a defamation
trying
lawsuit.
to silence Joe. That's all. It's clear.
I
to
would
me,
be
it's just,
I would be just as outraged as I am about this one. This one's outrageous if it happens. We don't know yet. We just know that was
even to contemplate it.
we
looks
just know
bad.
that was
It looks
a
bad. And that's what I told him when I had my
Conversation.
3 minutes.
well.
At the very end, I said,
They're a government entity that now is complaining about defamation, and
how would the people on that board like it if the government had went after them for things they had said?
if Joe ever
For
said
every opinion they talked about.
if Joe was saying something that was a lie, something non-factual, or going after individuals, I would be screaming at him. Because I don't tolerate that either. I wouldn't, and I would not support him. But I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it. I don't think any reasonable person has seen it.
Well, there was a little meeting after the meeting out in the parking lot, and
I couldn't make it. I had to go.
and everybody said, they said that is a legalized threat. What we heard here
Well-
was a legalized way to say, watch what you say.
I don't know if it's a threat. I found it a little intimidating again. Like, oh man, should I even talk about it? You know, and you emailed me and said, "Can I come on?" I'm never going to hesitate. I'm going to do what I think is right, and I'm going to continue to broadcast, and I'm going to continue. I can't start not talking about anybody. It would be a lot of dead air.
Yeah.
This is an opinion show, and it's a show designed to actually get information out about our communities and about businesses and about what is happening in the community, and allow for people to call in and give opinion. It's all about that, and I feel somewhat intimidated when a government agency says that they need to start taking legal action against those that pass out information, because that's what I do. I'm an information guy, and hopefully I'm fair and balanced. Fox News kind of guy. I hope I am, and I work to that endeavor. But I do.
My family, my dad was a county commissioner when
Uh-huh.
I was a kid, and so I've been around politics and I've seen all this stuff before. I have never seen anything. I've never seen a board like the Yuma County Airport Authority
It's
and their
been
lawyer.
it's been brought to.
I just can't believe this is happening in
It's
the
been,
United States in 2011. I can't
But
believe it.
it's been brought to my attention by some, because I have talked about the Yuma Airport Authority because of some of the things that are going on with trying to shut down an FBO and some of the lawsuits that are going on, which I find interesting, and it's pertinent because